Hello, this is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chiles. Welcome to our video series about chilies from all over the world, called Peppers 101. It is our hope and our vision that the information you get here from us and the knowledge that you will share it with others, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your co-workers. Share the chili love. We also hope that it will inspire you and encourage you to grow more kinds of chilies and different kinds of chilies and cook with them. And of course, eat them and then share the food you make with them with others. It's also very important to us, and we say this, we'll call it a public service announcement in the majority of our videos. Get your children in the garden, okay? Get your children in the garden, get their hands dirty, especially when they're small and they're really impressionable and their brains are like a sponge. Get them in the garden. Let them see the miracle of something growing from a small seed all the way to a full-size plant that bears fruit, that being peppers or cucumbers or whatever. And then, don't stop there. Spend more time with them. Bring them into the kitchen and let them help you out according to their age. Oh, the train is passing by, so we're going to have to wait till the horn beeps on the train for another few seconds. Let's see, that was only one big beep there. There we go, there goes another one. Bring your children into the kitchen. Bring them into the kitchen, and according to their age. Oh, this guy's not done yet. Okay, I think he's done now. So, get your children out in the garden and let them see the miracle of growing something from seed, whether you start the seeds indoors or outdoors. And let them help you with the harvest. And then let them help you, according to their age. You don't want to give a 3-year-old a sharp knife or let them work with hot stuff on the stove. So just be smart. But allow them to work with you and help you in the kitchen preparing and making the meal. And then the final thing is let them help you serve it. Let them help you serve the food. And if you want to take a step up from there, after you make the food, and you want to teach them another valuable life lesson, serving others. So we all know somebody who's elderly or disabled or someone in our neighborhood that's not as well off as us, And I'm not saying go out to the homeless population in the middle of a city because, that can be a little risky, but if you feel led to do that, then do that. But just be careful and feed somebody in need. Take care of somebody. Now, don't feed them a super hot meal. That might, you don't want to put them in the hospital. But feed them a delicious meal made with chilies or other vegetables, homemade, and have your child help you go feed them. You will make your child you will fashion them, you'll mold them like clay into a better human being, a better person, and they'll learn some life lessons from the garden to the kitchen and serving others. Come full circle. It's something hopefully they'll do with their children and pass on for many generations. I'm not saying it's horrible for a kid to be on a phone or watching TV. All I'm saying is there's more to life than that. So get them outdoors, get them in the garden. Let them help you with the chilies, if chilies is the main thing you grow. Okay? So that's my public service announcement that you're going to hear in majority of my videos. I hope it doesn't offend you. We all have the time to make time for our children. We do. And if we do things with them that are important, like gardening and cooking, preparing food, we're teaching them things that they'll take with them the rest of their lives, long after they're gone. So with that being said, the chili we're looking at right now is the sweet scorpion. Now, where did we get the sweet scorpion from? There's a master grower, I'll call her a master grower, named Sandra Tipton. And I think she lives close to Chicago now, but she used to live in Indianapolis and have a beautiful garden of not just chilies, but tomatoes. And she's been involved in the chili world probably longer than me, probably over 20 years. And she has connections all over the world, especially Brazil. And Sandra's just a wonderful, giving, caring person, loves gardening, loves growing. She's also an avid photographer of birds and wildlife. I mean, her photographs of birds from all over the United States it's just phenomenal. Sandra Tipton. And we often trade peppers and seeds with one another. We haven't recently, but this is going back about 2 years ago. She sent me some Scotch bonnet types and some other stuff, but she sent me 2 peppers that look like this. And I said, Sandra, this looks like some kind of a scorpion. Do you know what the name of it is? She goes, Jim, I get so many peppers from so many people. She goes, I just don't know where I got this from. But it is a scorpion type, at least in looks. Now, I will say this, it is a scorpion type in heat as well. So it's probably up there, probably close to the 1 million or just below range, maybe a little bit above, depending on growing conditions. But, so I'm like, what do I do with this? This is a beautiful chili. So we grew it out, and we didn't have a good year last year because of some insects and because we were adjusting to growing in Georgia. So we didn't get a huge harvest, but we got enough to put on our website for seeds. But not many people really went after this. It has not been a very good seller. I guess just because the name Sweet Scorpion, which I gave it. Now, why did I give it the name Sweet Scorpion? Okay, your Trinidad scorpions, especially the red and the brown ones, tend to have kind of a floral, earthy flavor. Some people might describe it as bitter. Now, depending on growing conditions, that might be less or more. So we can't say across the board. If someone grows a Trinidad Butch Tea Scorpion in Wisconsin, you know, it might taste a little bit different than Florida, just for example. However, this pepper here, we call the Sweet Scorpion because it really doesn't have any floral tones at all, like the other red scorpions. So it's sweet. And they grow pretty darn big. They go good size. They grow a very good size. And they're very productive. Now, when I show you super hot peppers, which are going to be the Capsicum Genense species, same as the habanero, there's always going to be variations because they're younger than Capsicum annuums. Capsicum annuums, maybe they've been in the world for 1,000 years, and Capsicum Genense maybe a couple hundred years. I mean, who knows? And they do evolve to a degree based on their soil conditions, their climate, altitude, so many things factor in the evolution of a chili and how it forms, or maybe it crosses with other chilies in the wild. We don't know all those things because we just don't know. But there will be variations. Now, you can see here we've got a little bit fatter pods. They're a little bit fatter. But for the most part, they're going to be kind of elongated like these ones here. Okay? Coming to a point. Now, I just want to make this point, and I just said point. This is going to be maybe your classic shape and size, okay? The thing I want to make a point is that, you know, there's a lot of people that grow scorpions, reapers, and stuff like that, and they primatalis and other peppers, and they go, well, that doesn't really have tails on it, man, so it can't be a primatali or it can't be a scorpion. We'll go through this again right now in this video. All scorpion peppers on a plant do not get tails. You're lucky to get like 60%. If you get 80%, that's fantastic, but you're not all going to get that scorpion look with a tail on it. You're not. It just doesn't happen. If you grow enough, you'll see variations. Now, here's some variations here in the table here that I set aside. There's no tail, and they just look like some red habaneros. Now, I have to say, with these sweet scorpions, about 70% of the peppers or more look like these, okay? But the flavor is going to be the same. But I just want to show you the variations, because there's other seed sellers online. They'll take the best looking pepper of a variety, of a super hot variety, take one single picture of one single pepper and give you the perception or hope that all your peppers are going to look like that. And they're not. You will get some peppers with tails if it's a scorpion, but you will also get a variety that does not. And that will vary. It will vary. It could be 20% with tails, it could be 40%, it could be 50%, it could be 80%. It's going to vary. And environment does affect shape and size of peppers and flesh texture and lightening or darkening of color. So that's environment. So environment's a lot of things. Humidity, temperature, watering, feeding, soil structure, length of season, so many things that affect the environment. So somebody might grow these somewhere else and get more tails than I have, and somebody might grow them in another area and get only like 30% of the peppers will have tails, and they'll be smaller. So just keep that in mind. So we at Refining Fire Chilies, we're going to show you the different variations, like these fatter pods here, to show you may get some pods like that. Here's another one. Bring it in my hand. We want to show you the variations, so you know there's going to be variations, okay? And you get some peppers here that'll have no tail or scorpion look at all. It's going to happen. So just keep that in mind, okay? So when people want to argue on social media back and forth and go, that's not what it is, it's not that, because it doesn't have this or it doesn't look like this, ignore them and grow them for yourself, okay? Now, this is not a contender for the world's hottest pepper, so I'm going to lay that out there. And I also want to mention to you before I end this video is, some of our videos you're going to see peppers on the plants. We try to get the videos on the plants as much as possible. And some of them you're going to be like this. Now, why am I showing some of these on the table? Well, it's easier to film them, for one. But number two is, I do grow in 4 or 5 different areas, and I don't have the opportunity to get to all these areas to film everything on all the plants. Some are out of state, and so, I'm not going to hop on a plane and go film a couple peppers on plants and then come back. So when I get the peppers, and they'll be isolated because all my grower friends grow under netting like myself, okay? And I provide the nets or the money for the nets. And so when I get the peppers, I sort through them, and I, of course, separate the rotten ones and the bad ones, or the ones I don't like the looks of, okay? For instance, just for argument's sake, even though you get variations, right, I won't save seed off these. I'm only going to save seed off the scorpion-looking ones. That gives me a little bit more of a guarantee of maintaining. It's called selection. I'm selecting, okay? So I'm doing selection. That's part of breeding. It's not cross-pollinating, but it's part of breeding. Butch Taylor did it with the Trinidad scorpion, which was later named the Butch T scorpion after him because he did selection. So he selected the most ideal peppers for seed saving for future generations. So that's what I'll be doing with these. I won't be saving off these peppers here. I'll only be saving off the ones that have more of a scorpion look, okay? So, just to let you all know that. So this is the sweet scorpion. I hope some of you decide to buy the seeds and grow it. Here's a reason why. It didn't sell well the first year at all, really hardly at all. I did give it away as freebies in some people's orders. I like to give, if something's moving a little slow or not selling well, I like to give it as freebies to people so they can experience it. And hopefully the interest in it will grow. But if I don't see many people growing this, getting involved with growing this sweet scorpion in a couple of years when the seeds start to lose their germination, I probably won't grow it again. And that's a business decision, okay? I'd love to be the seed bank for every pepper I grow, but I only have a limited room amount to grow, and growing costs money. So if something doesn't sell, doesn't have to be a big seller, just has to kind of sell a little bit. And if it doesn't, then you know what, it's going to get removed from my catalog, and that's it. And I'm not going to be around forever either, so it's not like I can keep these peppers going for another century, you know. So this is the sweet scorpion, and this is our video series Peppers 101. Please like, please subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you want to see other videos on peppers, because we'll be having pepper videos come up almost every other day to the end of the year. We are filming this year in 2023. It is now September 2nd, 2023. We are filming peppers Probably have over 100 varieties, 120 varieties this year. So there'll be 120 varieties you will have information on and education on. And again, I hope it inspires you to grow different chilies and share the chili love. So this is Jim Duffy, Refining Fire Chilies. This is the Sweet Scorpion. Take care.